Hi, I'm Alexa Starks. I'm the founder of Executive Moms. I'm a corporate leader turned entrepreneur and mom of two toddlers. And I help working moms like you build a business that gives you more freedom, more impact, and more time for what matters, like your kids and your family. So, in this video episode, we're going to talk about 5 signs that you are ready to leave your corporate job and go all in on starting your business, which is very daunting to do, and it's going to take a lot of mindset shifts. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because I want you to get all of the information that you need so that you can actually make the leap from corporate to entrepreneur, because it has been challenging. It is a journey. And so I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into the 5 signs that you are ready to leave your corporate job and go all in. So, this first this big idea that I want to teach you is all about self-awareness over impulsivity. And this is really important because when you're feeling stuck in your job and you feel like you want to do something different, there's oftentimes this big impulsiveness that we feel to move quickly and move and quit our jobs right away. You're like, I'm done with this. I can't do it. Or you're burning out and you're like, I just want to quit. And I don't want you to be impulsive. I want you to act very strategically so that you're not struggling to make money. You don't feel like you're failing. You have as much runway built up and as much of your company built up before you actually make the leap. So, I want to talk about the self awareness over being impulsive. So, when I left my corporate job, I had spent probably a good 6 months building up my business, building up my brand, posting on social media, building out the programs that I had so that I had all this progress made so that when it was time for me to leave, I wasn't starting at the starting line. I wasn't starting at 0. And when I had my 2 kids while I was in corporate America, I had my first son, and that's really when I noticed the change. I was very career driven before having kids. I wanted to climb the corporate ladder. I had mapped out like promotion after promotion, and I was very, very driven. And then I came back from my first maternity leave with my son, and I just remember that I wasn't satisfied. The work wasn't satisfying. It was dull. It was boring. Even the stretch projects where I was learning new skills or stretching my current skills, it just was, like it wasn't impactful. It wasn't meaningful. And I wanted to do more and I wanted to spend more time with my kids. And so, if you're feeling that, one of the 5 signs of that I want you to be aware of and build your self awareness of these 5 signs so that you recognize this before being impulsive and being like, fuck it all, I just want to quit. Is one that maybe you crave impact, not just income. Income's great. We all want to make money and a lot of it. I get it. But maybe after having kids, you also crave this impact of doing something meaningful that makes an impact and maybe helps other people in some way. And I felt that pull when I came back from having kids that, oh, I didn't want to just get VP to SVP to C-suite promotions. No, I wanted to do something that had a huge impact and that made the world better for my children one day. So that's the first sign, is craving impact, not just income. And the second is maybe the work you're doing feels like it's starting to drain you, even if you're winning and doing it all well, right? Maybe you're doing your job well, you're still being successful, but it's just dull. Like I said, it's just draining. It's not inspiring. You don't get as excited for it as you used to. So that's the second sign that the work that you're doing is starting to drain you. The third sign that you're starting to get ready to make that leap is that you're starting to solve problems outside your job description. And this is a bit of, you're building your skills, right? You're building more skills outside of your job description, starting to take on more hats. And a lot of that is because of motherhood, because in motherhood, we build so many skills just from being a parent, right? Emotional intelligence, resilience, perseverance, navigating crisis and risk mitigation with our kids and tantrums and toddlers and negotiation. So, but if you notice in your job that you're starting to solve problems outside of your current job description, start being aware of that. Start being aware of how you're starting to take on more roles because as an entrepreneur, you are absolutely going to need a vast array of skills and not just one set, but like even if you're good at, let's say, creating, graphic designing, right? You now, though, as an entrepreneur, will need to be good at networking and relationship building. You'll need to be good at revenue and building a business plan and all these things that aren't just the graphic design. So, and then the fourth sign that maybe you're starting to be ready to leave your corporate job and go all in is that you feel guilty missing moments with your kids. And even if it's, even if you're able to get some flexibility with your time, it's not enough, right? And I'll be the first to admit it is exhausting though, spending a lot of time with our kids. Kids are very draining. I'm in the toddler phase. So I have a almost 3-year old. It's October. My son will be 3 in January. And my daughter is 1.5. So hours and hours with them by all means is very draining. But missing like important moments, being more present with my kids at home, my Slack isn't going off, or Teams, whatever you're using. You're able to be present for dinner and bedtime and bath time and stories. And you're starting to feel guilty maybe that you're missing some of that time with your kids. That's a really good sign because that means you're ready. You're build this self-awareness of starting to feel guilty that you're missing these moments because that means you're getting close to really really wanting to make that leap. And then the last sign that I want you to build awareness about, this last one, is that you can no longer ignore the quiet voice saying that there's more. There's more to life. There's more to the world. There's more to a job. There's more meaning that you want to have. There's more impact that you want to make. There's more. And that's probably the most important sign that I want you to hone in on and build awareness about. Self awareness is that voice in your head when it's starting to tell you that there's gotta be more than this. And I really felt it after my first son and then especially after my second, my daughter, that that pull, that urge that I don't wanna do my job anymore. And every day it was a struggle to find the motivation to open up my laptop and do my job, but of course I had to because I needed income. But what really fueled me to keep going was building my business on the side. I knew I needed to find a way out. And so I was like, that's it. I listened to that voice in my head saying, there's got to be more. I'm going to build it. I'm going to start on it. So if you're starting to recognize some of these signs, that's a really, really great sign that you are ready or getting ready or almost ready to leave your corporate job and start your own business. But make sure that you are taking time as much as you can to start building your business while you still have your job, while you still have income. And maybe that is, you getting up before your kids get up. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning to go work out and then get some work done before we got my kids up. And then I'd work after we put them down for bed. And so that I could work on my business a little bit every day. And make sure to check out my other videos. I have some more tactical strategies on how you can actually start working on building your business while you're still employed. But this is really important. Recognize these signs, use your self awareness, recognize that maybe you're craving more impact, not just income. Your work drains you. You're solving problems outside of your job description, and you feel guilty that you're missing moments with your kids, and that you can no longer ignore that voice that's saying, "There's gotta be more." All right. If this episode or video episode helped make you see what's possible for your next chapter, please make sure to hit the subscribe and like and join our community of ambitious moms building careers and companies on their own terms. Because you deserve a life and a business that feels as good as you want it to be. See you in the next episode. I'm Alexa Starks.